Hello everybody. Greetings, everybody. And thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in and welcome to lesson 6. Okay. So we're going to get into lesson 6. Yeah. So previously we spoke about magnetic forces, okay, which operate in a magnetic field. Okay. And we also talked about the magnetic field around the Earth. And that's what helps us with navigation. Okay. And that's how we can tell the direction of the around the Earth. So now we're going to get into electrostatic forces. Electrostatic forces. So these ones, they operate in an electric field. So, okay, what saying here? So we say what? The atom is held together. The atom is held together The atom is held together by the electrostatic forces. Electrostatic forces. Electrostatic forces of attraction. Of attraction between a positively charged nucleus and negatively charged electrons. Negatively charged electrons. Remember what we said with regards to the structure of an atom. What happens? We said that the protons are situated in the nucleus. Okay, so that's what makes a nucleus positively charged. Okay, the nucleus is positively charged. It's because the protons are situated at the nucleus. See? Then another important point as well. So what causes the objects to become? So now, when two surfaces are rubbed together, when two surfaces are rubbed together, When two surfaces are rubbed together, there is friction. There's friction. There's friction between them. So the friction between the two surfaces in the two surfaces it can cause electrons. So it can cause electrons to be transferred from one surface to another. So this transfer of electrons, what will happen? It will create an imbalance, isn't it? So this makes the objects to become charged, because there will be an imbalance of electrons and protons. Okay. Because so the nature of an atom is that what? Atoms are generally speaking, they are neutral. Okay. Atoms are generally neutral unless they say there's a transfer of electrons. So generally atoms are neutral because they have they have the same number of protons and neutrons. So now the rubbing, when the friction, okay, when two surfaces are rubbed together, there is friction. Yeah. Okay. So the friction can cause electrons to be transferred from one surface to another. But if there is no rubbing, the atoms will remain neutral. Okay, because atoms have the same number of protons and neutrons. Okay. Now the next points that you need to know is that when an object yes, when an object has more electrons than protons, when an object has more electrons than protons, we say that the object is negatively charged. It's negatively charged. When it has what? More electrons than protons. And then, so it's more electrons than protons, it will become negatively charged. And then the opposite definition also, when an object has more protons than electrons. Has more protons than electrons, we say that the object is positively charged. So it's going to be the opposite of the previous case. We say that the object is positively charged. Positively charged. So I mean what? More protons than. So it's the opposite of the previous case. In this case, you have more protons than electrons. And then we say it's positively charged. So now where do the forces come from? Okay, because we are talking about electrostatic forces. Okay, that is the main thing here. The electrostatic force. Where would the force come from? The force occurs when the charged objects are brought close to each other. Okay, so let me just. So electrostatic forces occur will occur when charged objects are brought okay, so objects are brought close enough to each other. Okay. So what do we mean by that? So okay, there are two cases here, okay? So objects that have the same charge. The same charge repel each other. So they repel each other. They push each other away. They push each other away. So it could be what? A positive charge and a positive charge. Or it could be a negative charge and a negative charge. So they will push each other away. This charge will push that one away, and the negative charge will push a negative charge away. You can say push each other away. You can say they repel each other. Okay, so this is what happens when you have the same charges. Okay, a positive and a positive, or you can have a negative and a negative. So what happens when objects have different charges? So the opposite will happen. Okay, objects that have different charges attract. So attract, that's the keyword, each other. Attract each other. So we can say they attract, or we can say pull each other closer. Close. So if the charges are opposite, they attract each other. Say you have a positive and a negative. So you can have a positive and a negative, or we can have a negative and a positive. So the charges are different. Okay. So now they will attract. They will pull each other closer. Okay. They will pull each other. And there will also be a pull. So they attract one another. That is attraction. They move closer to one another because of the electric field that exists around them. Okay. So and then electric fields. Okay. Electric fields. So a positive charge and a negative charge. So the electric field is pointing in and is pointing out for a positive charge. So a positive charge will have an electric field that is pointing out like that. And a negative charge will have an electric field that is pointing in like this. So it will be like this. It will point. Okay. So positive, you can think about it as a north pole, and the negative, you can think about it as a south pole to make things easier for yourself. Okay. Okay. So I think let's leave it here for electrostatic forces and electric fields. Okay. So in lesson 7, we're going to do an activity. Okay. An all-encompassing activity that includes all types of forces. So an exam type question. We will do it in lesson 7. So please tune in for lesson 7, okay? I'm going to show you the type of questions that they would ask you in an examination. Okay. So again, thank you for tuning in again. Please leave your questions in the comment section and I will attend to as many as I can. Bye bye for now, and I hope you tune in for lesson 7. Bye bye.